Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grimrose Academy. We hope that you're all having a lovely week and ready for some witchy action. But before we get into all of that jazz, we have some things to discuss with you. First and foremost, we would like to thank our sponsor, Roll20. Thank you so much for being amazing and letting us do all the magical things. So if you're wondering how we have sparkly dice and stuff of that sort, that's how. Also, if you watch our Thursday Ascension show, which is currently being played on Wednesdays, you will see that we do all our maps and lighting and madness, and that's all happening through Roll20. So thank you, Roll20, for sponsoring us. We super duper appreciate it. And of course, we have merch that you can check out. So if you're looking for something to keep you a little warm this autumn season, head on over to designbyhumans.com/shop/roll4it, where you can get yourself a cozy sweater and maybe a mug to drink your hot cocoa in, because it's that season, or maybe a pumpkin spice latte if you're a basic witch, you know, whatever's your jam, it's all good. And of course, you can head on over to our Patreon to support us. And today's supporter is Jackson DK. And if you'd like to become a supporter like Jackson, you can become a legend tier above and play in a private session where you can affect the game. Violet had some feelings about your last legend tier game. And of course, we have another one coming up. I actually think after this live show, we're going to be doing the next Legend Tier one that will affect the game too, which is pretty exciting. But there are other things over on our Patreon that you can get access to, like the monthly recap, and a new witches character sheets are going to be coming out after this, because we've got a lot of changes and things, and I'm sure you guys want to see what's in their spell book, don't you? So we'll be sharing those in the upcoming week as well. And of course, supporting us on Patreon not only gives you cool rewards, but it also supports our cast and lets us pay them. So we're very thankful. You can also become a Twitch sub right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/roll4it, where you get access to our VODs in advance and our emotes. And if you head on over to our YouTube and become a YouTube member, you can get access to some of those emotes as well. And if you are a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon supporter, you can head on over to our Discord and get access to that private Discord channels, which we do talk about all the things. I shared some inspo art for today's episode. I think people like it. But there's also non-monetary ways to support us, as we understand not everyone has extra income to be spending on that stuff, and we want you to take care of you and your family first, which you can just watch here live on Twitch. As much as that seems silly, it is super duper handy for us and helpful making clips, because you can only do that while we're live. Come on, Twitch. And then you can also head on over to our YouTube and watch our YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We actually have a tweet and a Facebook post now. We post almost every day, so head on over there, like, share, retweet, and comment all of the things, and let the algorithms find us, because we have lots of stories to tell, and we hope that we can continue telling stories until I'm like 180 years old, and I'm like, all right, Tyler, which character are we playing today? That's the goal. Maybe. We'll see. Goals to live to 180 and still be playing tabletop. But with that, are we ready to start to things, witches? And also, as you can see, we have Bellspree here, aka Char, joining us. So you know it's a special episode. All right. Well, we can't start an episode without a hexagram from the Wicked Witch, of course. So for today's. Good morning, witches of Grimrose Academy. I hope you're sitting down for this one, because I've got some hot tea. Apparently, Zahir has a dilemma of the heart, crushing on both the beauty Violet and the gentle giant Allegory. Who will he choose, or will we see a threesome in the future? And what does that mean for Sethagri? P. Maybe another romantic picnic is in order to keep your love life on track. Now to the boring stuff, yawn emoji. The Archive of Reverie is open again, but if you haven't spotted, the Elder Elm has a new look. No more endless water for this tree. How boring. There are a few theories whispering in the halls. Is this a big prank? Is the tree dying? Or did someone do something to it? Whatever happened, it's brought the nurturing spirits to the school in bounds. If you get lucky, you might spot the soul-binding failings at work. Thanks for the tips, witches. Hexo, hexo, wicked witch. And our camera is going to pan over to the dean's office, where we see Agatha Jenkins, the dean, sitting at her desk, her red hair in a tight bun, her eyes, their green eyes, sternly looking down at a parchment. And you can see that her outfit is very clean and perfect. It is a pink robe of sorts. Violet, you're standing on the other side of the doorway as you have been called into the dean's office. You were warned about this. Allegory did talk to you about this in school, which you kind of hid the conversation from people who were maybe prying ears. Unlike Persephone and Zahir's conversation, which was not private at all. And so you're kind of a little prepared for this. Is there anything you do before you walk into the office?
You would see Violet like visibly shaking and then trying to she does some deep breathing. And as she's trying to calm her nerves, she straightens up her robe and just gets ready and holds herself up taller and puts a big smile on her face and knocks on the door.
Before you even get your hand up to the door swings open, as usual with the dean's door. You go to knock, but the door swings open, and she stays seated at her desk and says, "Come on in, Violet. Please take a seat."
I'm very clearly knocked off guard by the fact that I couldn't knock, so it's like everything's a little bit off now. So it's just like, oh, okay, yes, yeah, hi. And I come in and just stumble in and sit down in the chair very hurriedly.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes.
Oh. Why?
I did something I shouldn't have.
What did you do?
I got bored one night and I went out after I should have been asleep.
And what were you doing out after curfew?
I went to the Library of Reverie.
And what were you doing in the archive?
I'm a Grimrose, and nobody's told me what I am, and so I went to see the bookworm to find out what it means, and I know I shouldn't have done it, but I did it, and I take full responsibility for what I did, and I'm really sorry.
What did you do?
Well, I snuck into the library, and then I snuck into the tree and talked to the bookworm.
Anything else? She stands up.
I didn't do anything else. I was just there.
Just there. Didn't do anything.
And like Violet's going through the things, and like she technically didn't take the flame. She didn't technically do anything besides walk around.
Fair.
I don't think I cast any spells that night either.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
I didn't do anything else besides talk to the bookworm. And then I went right to bed after I was done.
She walks around the side of her desk from her chair, and her hand like lightly touching the edge of her desk. Standing kind of over you a little bit, to the left of you, to the left of you. The window that's in her office kind of shining a little dim light of the stars kind of coming through around her. So you didn't do anything to the Elder Elm?
No.
While you were down in the Roots of Knowledge?
No, I did not.
What happened there then? Describe to me in as much detail as you can.
Because she's standing over me, you can see like Violet shrinking a little bit. Is there something that needs to be like did something happen to the tree?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, I heard that it's not weeping anymore. Isn't that good? It's not sad.
She puts her hand on your shoulder if you're okay with that. You can also kind of slink away from that if you'd like.
It's like someone, like when she touches her, it's like a flinch, but then like a lets it rest there.
Violet, sometimes things are not as they seem.
Is it good that it was sad?
That's not for you to worry about. She releases her hand after kind of just like lightly trying to reassure you that you're okay and that the situation is fine, that you don't have anything to worry about. It's almost like that kind of like squeeze on your shoulder. I just want to know what happened. I want to know what you saw, what you did, maybe what other people did. I heard that Allegory and Belsby were with you. Did any of them do anything?
We asked questions of the bookworm, and the bookworm told us stories about the tree. I'm trying to I don't know the dean that well. I don't know what her punishment style is. I don't know if I can fully trust her, because her daughter is kind of sketchy with me sometimes. So I'm just feeling like a little bit of
What you have heard about the dean is, and this is common knowledge, is that she's very punctual. She's very fair, she's very immaculate, and she's quite unapproachable.
I'm studying her face, and
you do know that she is Persephone's mother as well.
Okay. Is there a way that I can study her face to get a read on what maybe her emotion is?
Yeah, you're insightful, right? That's your thing. Yeah, you can see that it appears like she's trying to be kind and like gentle, and that she's just trying to get answers from you. That's what it appears like. But there is a slight tinge of frustration that she has, and you can't see it in her facial expression because she's very good at holding her poise. But where you see it in is the tapping of her fingers on the desk. And the way that she's like holding her hands together, you can tell that she's getting a little irritated that you're maybe not sharing everything that you should be, but she's not sure.
I see the finger tapping and immediately notice that. Am I going to get kicked out, and are you going to tell my parents?
Well, that depends on what happened.
What do you, I don't know what you want me to say.
I just want you to tell me what you saw, what you think happened, what did happen.
I can't get kicked out of this school.
Did you do something that would warrant getting kicked out of the school?
No, but some kids played a prank on me. Are they going to get kicked out?
Prank?
I also went to the Grim Tower. And that was also after hours. I'm sorry that I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out who I am. And some kids thought it would be funny to play a prank on me.
That did not happen after hours. You were fine.
Oh, it didn't?
Yeah, no, you're good on that.
Okay.
Just to retro that. But they did play a prank on you, which is not very nice.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you because I told you what I did.
This prank, what did the students do?
Well, I found out later don't you know if people cast magic after hours?
We try to give people as much privacy as possible, but in cases of after curfew, yes, we do. But It's not information you need to be worrying about, but there were spells cast after curfew, but not any of those sorts. Unless Allegory played a prank on you.
Oh, no, I don't know who this was. They left a basket by my door.
Well, if you can bring me the basket, I can probably track down who brought the basket to you. But I would need more details on what happened.
So at this point, Violet's trying to deflect from the actual conversation, so that's what she's working on. I could do that. They gave me some piangos, but I threw those away.
But what kind of prank is sending you a basket of piangos? Those are delicious. I don't understand.
They were pretending to be ghosts, and then these giant plants from the ceiling started to just expand, and I got scared, and I may have melted them because I thought it was going to kill me.
You've never seen a cave piñata?
A what?
A cave piñata.
No, some of this magic stuff is relatively new to me, so I thought I was going to be crushed by inflating plants.
Haven't you been hanging out with Allegory? He would know exactly what those things are.
Allegory wasn't with me. I don't want to get Allegory in trouble.
Right. Well, first off, stay out of the Grim Tower. There's no reason for you to be in there, and there's a reason why we tell students to stay out of that tower. I understand curiosity might entice you, but there's reasons we tell students to stay out of dangerous places or places where you don't belong.
Understood.
She puts her hand on her forehead and then kind of composes herself again and goes back into her stance. I would like you to roll me a normal spell or a normal roll, but I would like to see how well your distraction goes. You're basically trying to deflect and see if she will come back to the main point of why she had you in this office, or if now she's going to focus on like how she's going to deal with pranks and students playing pranks on each other. So let's see how they roll. What do you think would give you a bonus in this situation?
Scrappy.
Yeah.
And cunning. Would insightful play into it? Because I picked up on the fact that she was being a little bit more agitated and...
Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Unless anyone thinks that it shouldn't.
I'm anxious, so I'm not sure.
I think that's going to hinder you. That's going to be negative.
Yeah, I would say that's probably... Okay, so I'll take one off. I have likes of honesty, and I was honest about the Grimrose. Well, partially honest.
I think you're not being honest here.
Yeah, that's true. I realized I left out here was there with me. So
if anything, it's going to hinder you more than anything. But you haven't lied. You've just omitted the truth or not stated things. But it is kind of lying territory.
I hate rules. So would that take away one?
I think hating rules would benefit you here, actually.
Okay.
Because you're trying to go against the rules, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm trying to get away with this.
Okay, so I'll add that. And then my favorite place is the library with the tree.
I'll allow a 1 for this, but not the secondary part of that.
Yeah, because I feel like in a way I'm trying to protect the tree because I think we did a good thing by taking away the sadness from it.
Yeah, it makes sense that that's what you think. I mean, she's told you that it's not always what it seems, but you don't know what that means. And she's not willing to share that information with you, so.
I don't know if like any of my bounds, what is it? Bonds. My bonds would affect anything just because it's kind of abstract.
Zahir and Persephone are not involved with this. Allegory is, but you like him because he's honest with you. And I think like that doesn't really fit in this situation. And also this isn't about him. This is more about you in the situation of whether you can be distracting.
Okay. So I think that's it.
Okay. I think that's a +4, right?
Yeah, I have 4. So.
All right. With your negatives and positives, unless anyone else sees anything that they think would help Violet.
I was looking at things that might hinder.
Throw them at me.
I mean, obviously anxious was one we already talked about. I honestly think liking honesty is going to hinder you here.
I don't know if you lean towards that. I don't think she straight up lied, but I think she's in lying territory, and that could be a hindrance. If that makes sense to you as well, that would be a +3. Then.
Like, I like when people are honest with me, and I'm not being honest.
No.
So.
Yeah. I think I agree with you, Tyler, on that front.
And then the last thing, and just because you omitted stuff, I'm wondering if hating being alone is going to affect
She's not alone here, so I would not apply. But if she was alone, like, and there's this, if she's ever alone and there's a situation, oh yeah, that's gonna be a negative.
Yeah, I was just wondering if this situation, because she's not alone, but it's almost like she's alone on her side of the conversation.
Oh.
And she's having to make up like a lot of stuff, including her somewhat being alone in the Grim Tower.
What do you think?
I mean, it makes sense. I'll take the hits because I also want to see what happens with this roll if I don't.
Tyler's like, this is how I think this is not going to work for you. Are we going to have our first fail as a starting? Because we've been starting every episode with like crits everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking deciding, but I couldn't find a way where it made sense.
I don't think the deciding applies here, but I see where you're kind of going with it.
Yeah.
So that's a 2d8, right?
Yeah, so on your character sheet at the top of the About Me, there's a little roll 2d8. Click that button and then put your 2 in there.
I got a success.
Ooh, what?
Not even a partial. You rolled high.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You rolled, wait, you rolled 6s on both die, I believe, to get that.
Oh my god.
Wow.
7 and 5.
All right. You are successful in this. I'll kind of let you take where you think this conversation will go, and then we can either RP that or kind of say like that's where the conversation ends. But basically, this is a roll to see if you can distract the teacher from the original reason you're in the office, and now you've kind of deterred. You're like, but this prank.
I frantically start explaining that I did cast a spell and I melted it from the ceiling, and like I just go into the detail about how dangerous it was, and I was put in this situation. And then I got a basket. So it's just like a frantic explanation about what happened. And my goal right now is for her to not tell my parents or for me to get expelled.
All right. We can roll with that. I like that. All right. Bring me the basket. I'll see what I can do in regards to the prank.
Is hazing a thing that happens here a lot?
No. At least people haven't been reporting that to me.
I will get the basket. I would be very curious to see. They signed it anonymously, obviously.
Although you'll not have repercussions that will deal with your parents. For being out past curfew, there will be repercussions.
But you won't tell my parents?
Not unless needed. But Violet...
Oh, well, yes.
You are not to leave after curfew again.
Okay.
The next time your parents will be called.
Okay. But I'm not expelled?
I have no reason to expel you yet.
Does the dean know I got expelled from my last school?
Yes.
I can't have another time.
I understand. But you do realize your actions are the reasons for these repercussions.
Yes, I was just desperate to figure out what it means that I'm the first person in however many years that has this ability. And so I'm sorry, no one's telling me anything, so I was desperate to figure it out.
I understand. I think there's still people who don't understand. It's been a long time since we've had a Grimrose. But know this, it's a good thing.
I will view it that way. People like to talk here. About everybody.
What did you learn about the Grimrose in the archive?
That there hasn't been one. It was more vague than I thought it was going to be. I thought that maybe if I found the bookworm, it would be just an eye-opening experience to, this is what it means, and this is who you are, and this is your destiny, and it was more up for interpretation. And I learned about the past Grimrose, and that didn't sound like it was very good.
Well, sometimes when people have power, they use them for not the best of things. And sometimes even with good intentions, you can do things that, well, you see like a sadness kind of wash over her and a little worry, but she recomposes herself. Sometimes, even if you have the best of intentions, things don't work out quite the way you thought they would.
That's only if you accept that as an option.
Sometimes it is the only option.
Violet's face contorts in a way of like, I don't think that's possible. You only have to do things right the first time always, kind of thing. Like, well, yeah. So she's just like confused looking at the dean.
Let me explain. Sometimes you think you're doing something for the right reason, that you're going to help someone or something, but it turns out what you did actually hurt them. Does that make more sense?
Like the tree?
Perhaps like the tree. Listen, keep yourself out of trouble. Find better friends who are not making you sneak out in the middle of the night, and try not to break anything.
Yes, I will do all of those things.
Remember, the Academy is here to use our magic to help the people of Imbrivar. Use your magic for good, Violet. You may go. She opens the door with a swish of her hand, and the door swings open.
I stand up quickly. I'm just like wringing my hands, just like that anxious, nervous energy, and
don't forget
nods.
to bring me that fruit basket.
Yes, I will see if the piangos are still in the trash. And then I rush out of the room.
She shakes her head and kind of slumps a little bit as you leave, and you maybe catch a glimpse of that being, a little bit more perceptive than others. And you rush out of the room, the door closes. A little time passes, and Bellspree, you are in your throne room as the Empress. What does the throne room look like?
The throne room is in a large chamber that's quite long. It's got like a deep navy carpet runner that goes from the double door entrance to the throne area. The throne itself is quite minimalistic. It's not like large and grandiose. It's really just like a nice chair with a black velvet cushion, and there's like two small ornate like vases on either side of the chair, and then like advisory chairs are placed along the carpet.
Ooh. As you're sitting there, a kind of portal appears before you, but it's not a portal like the ones that we have that are stationed. It is almost like a mirror-sized one, something smaller that kind of appears in front of the throne area where, you know, people would come up and walk up to kind of talk to you. This is, instead of a person, it is just a little shard of portal. And there's a person on the right-hand side down at the bottom who, before the portal appears, says to you, Empress, it appears you have a message coming.
Oh, okay. Do you know who it is?
It's coming from Grimrose Academy.
Okay, perhaps one of my friends would like to speak to me.
Of course.
And I like prep myself.
I will allow
sit
the
up a bit
message to come
straighter.
through.
Thank you.
And this little portal appears. It's a little black shadow portal. And through it comes an image of what you can see is the dean, Agatha Jenkins. Not who you were hoping for, not one of your friends, but the mother of one of your friends, the mother of your best friend. And you see this image of them, but that image doesn't move or do anything other than like slightly. It's almost like a picture of somebody, but it's like a moving picture that like the eyes follow you. I don't know if you've ever seen those. They're
Okay. Yeah.
relaxed. But in your mind, you hear someone talking to you, and it sounds like the dean. Empress, I'm sorry to bother you. But
Of course, no bother at all. What's up?
I was wondering if you might know what happened to the Weeping Elder Elm. We had a student tell us, Allegory, that you might have been involved in what happened with the Archive of Reverie. I'm not sure if you've heard message of what happened.
Oh. Out of character, would I have been prepped about this at all, or do I not know?
It's up to you if you did if you listen to, I don't know what you've been doing, but out of character, you have the option to follow the duties as the Empress. And if you have been doing that, you have been getting some information of what's going on in the realm of Imbrivar. But if you haven't been really following your duties and you're being a little, lax with it, maybe you haven't heard what happened. And it's kind of up to you. You let me know.
Yeah.
Also, if I remember right, Allegory and I think Zahir messaged Bellspree that she got thrown under the bus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, actually, I'm so glad that you're reaching out. My apologies. It's been very hectic here. I haven't had the chance to, get all my ducks in a row, the swans in a row. But I was there when the Elder Elm had a bit of an issue. I was doing some, a matter of Imbrivar diplomacy, surveying students for, the needs of their curriculum at the school. And we were in the library. There was a few of us there. Allegory was there, yes. And something happened with the tree while we were there. It was very strange. And then I just stopped talking.
What did you encounter? Any details will assist us.
Well, the issue was, the weeping of the elm seemed to begin to dry up while we were there. It got quite hot. And I did my best to assist it. There was no other folks around other than me and the students. And I believe I may have made a mistake when I was casting my spell.
What kind of mistake, Your Grace?
When I attempted to re-establish the water in this tree, something went wrong. The roots began to fall, to crumble. I did get all the students out of there, but I'm not sure what happened to the tree.
Ah, I see.
However, I do have some resources to assist you and your staff to make repairs. I'm well aware of how important this area was to Grimrose Academy.
Then you'll understand. The Elder Elm can no longer protect the school.
Can you speak more to that, please?
Well, without the Weeping Heart, the tree won't live forever, and its roots will slowly disassemble from the Grim Tower.
Is there a way for us to reestablish a connection with a new Weeping Heart?
We don't know of any other Weeping Heart, but if your resources will allow for finding one, we would greatly appreciate that.
Of course. It was my mistake, my wrongdoing, and I must make it right. I will see what I can do about finding another Weeping Heart.
I don't know how you're going to do that, Empress, but if you can, time is of the essence.
Understood. I will get right on it.
And not to alarm you, but we have the nurturing spirits here, and they are trying their best to keep the tree alive for as long as possible.
But it is straining?
It is.
I will work with haste. I will get everyone I can on this, including myself.
We appreciate that. We're also looking into the Grim Tower to see if there's something else we can do to keep the spirit at bay.
Excellent.
Thank you for your time, Empress. We will send details if we have any other information.
I will be on the lookout.
And the shadow image kind of collapses into a mist and disappears.
Well, I really would have wished somebody would have told me it was that important before I fell on my sword. God damn it.
The person down at the bottom just kind of like is a little shocked at how angry you get. And
we have to find the Weeping Heart. What are you doing? Go!
They're not sure. They run one direction and then the next, and then they turn around and they're like, and then we kind of see the scene where Bellspree's relaying this information to her console and getting as much help as she can with the situation. And that
the worst
is where
Empress.
spring is going to end and summer is going to begin as the seasons change in Grimrose Academy. What you all see as students as you go about your daily life at Grimrose Academy is the roots where the tree has been are slowly darkening to the point where they look like they might be dying, that life's not, like water is not being consumed by them. It's not consuming nutrients from the ground. The Grim Tower, that is the tallest spire in the Grimrose Academy and has always been off limits for as much as you all have known, has also, the vines around it have started to darken, and parts of the school in that tower, like little chunks of the stone have fallen. In fact, one student almost got hit by it, but there was a spell that was cast to protect them. And now the area around the Grim Tower is kind of being a little bit more protected. You see some other folks coming there. Primarily, it looks like people from the Shadow Seekers have come to help assist, perhaps from the Empress, and as well as there's been some Keeper's Disciples coming to the school more frequently than you would have seen in the past. And you just see like this, there's very much a serious vibe going on with the teachers. Even though they're teaching class as per normal, it seems like they're a little distracted at times, but they're just trying to keep it all together so the students aren't aware. The Archive of Reverie itself The tree is there, but as noted, it is no longer weeping. It looks just like a normal giant big elm tree. Its leaves are kind of sprouting. They have no leaves on them currently, but there's little buds of sprouts because it is supposed to be summer, but it feels like maybe some of these buds aren't getting enough nutrients to like turn into leaves and turn in flower. So the tree looks like it might not be doing so well in comparison to what you've seen. There are a group of fairies that you see sometimes, and those of you who went into the soul binding ritual, you have seen those same fairies. They are the same fairies that were in that area. And so it's just a lot going on in the school. But for students, most of the part, they haven't seemed to really notice. But today is a special day for you all. It is Belsfree's birthday bash, and you're all invited. Belspree gave you a location in which to meet at. Does everyone meet there a little early, on time? What's the strategy of your what do you call it? Your arrival.
Persephone wants to get there early and try and have some time with Belspree before everybody else arrives.
That makes sense. What about Allegory and Violet?
I would probably see Persephone leave without me. But I probably would get it. I don't know. What would Allegory do? Would you just go?
I mean, he probably would be spending time getting his gift ready because he's been so distracted that he was waiting last minute. But at the same time, what he was creating sort of was going to take some time. So if you came looking for him, he'd probably still be in his room.
Okay. So is that your plan, or are you going to go look for Allegory?
I think I'd probably finish wrapping my present, be sitting in the room just by myself like, all right, well, and I probably don't fully know where I'm going, so I'm going to probably find Allegory, go up to their room and...
All right. We'll start with Persephone arriving. Belspree, you are at the spot. It is probably 1 a.m. maybe. And because you're there a little early, you're setting up. And do you set up anything in this clearing? So this is part of the Whispering Willow Wilds. There's this hill that's in the Whispering Willow. And the Whispering Willow Wilds is this beautiful foresty area with like sparkly trees that kind of shimmer in the light, and there's light glowing from the ground where their plants are, and all kinds of different types of strange plants that are on the ground that are surrounding. And then it opens up all the way up to a hill where there's a clearing. And a lot of seekers are aware of this. They call it the Seeker's Clearing because this is where you get the best view of the stars, other than when maybe the Seeker's Tower.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I would want to set up is a guiding path, like maybe some black flame candles lead up the hill to this area. But the Whispering Willow Wilds are so beautiful themselves with their glowing energy that I don't want to disrupt anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you set up the candles. As you're getting the last candle set up at about 1 a.m., Persephone, you make your way into the wilds and you see these candles, and immediately you're like, oh yeah, that's my bestie's candles. Totes her candles. And you make your way up the hill. Are you dressed differently? Do you have a gift with you?
I definitely have a gift with me. It's wrapped in silver paper with a purple ribbon around it. I'm not really dressed differently because Belspree knows me well enough to know who I am, and I don't have to put on pretense with her.
Fabulous. And you make your way to the top. I'll let you guys kind of take it away.
B.
Oh boy, Sephi, I'm having a bad day.
What happened?
We're basically killing the school. Everybody's going to die because of what we did.
Whoa. Slow down. What? Fill me in a little bit. Is this about the whole tree thing? I've only gotten bits and pieces of what's going on, but...
Yeah. And it wasn't my fault, and I was barely there. And, I'm the person that's the empress, so I take the fall. But then I found out from your mom. Yeah, your mom called me. Oh, God.
Ooh.
And, well, so basically, the thing is, have you heard of a weeping heart?
No.
So the Elder Elm had a weeping heart, and it's missing now. So I'm thinking that's what Zahir took, but I don't know for sure. But of course, the Elder Elm doesn't weep anymore. But that's what was keeping a spirit at bay. And now there's a chance that it's going to attack us or infiltrate. I'm not sure. But I was so flustered. I just said that I would use all my resources to try and find a weeping heart. And I don't even know if there's another one.
Hey,
It doesn't feel like my birthday at all.
Well, one step at a time. It is your birthday. Okay. There's nothing we can do right at this moment. Right?
Yeah.
Zahir is not around right now. So we'll have to talk to him when he's back. But there's literally nothing we can do right this second. So we might as well enjoy your birthday party.
Okay, that's true. I mean, plus with the meteor shower, we might be able to empower a spell. Maybe
Did you have something in mind?
I don't really have anything for finding weeping hearts or finding a mystical object, but I don't know. Perhaps when everyone's here, we could figure something out. But...
And like I said, if it's something you think Zahir took, then we're gonna have to... He's not here.
Yeah. I don't want to make him do anything, I don't want him to have to give it back if it's something that... I mean, I'm pretty sure they bonded. It's his familiar. I don't know for sure. That's what I'm assuming.
We're gonna figure it out, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
But it's your birthday and I missed you and I'm glad you're here.
I really missed you too. Did you get my letter?
I did. I was a little confused though, because I don't know. The whole thing with Violet's just been throwing me.
Yeah. Is she still in my room?
Yeah. And it's awkward. I don't know how to talk to her. We kind of got off on the wrong foot and I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, she seemed like she really wants to be a people pleaser. And I know that you and I were very just blunt about things and honest, but I don't think she's not honest. I think she just wants to be friends with people.
I mean, maybe. You know me. I'm not exactly great with making friends.
Yeah. But maybe the party tonight can help.
I mean, maybe. Well, who knows?
Also, what happened with Allogry?
Oh, nothing. Nothing
No
happened.
smooching?
No.
No necking?
No.
No holding hands?
No. We just talked. It was nice.
Oh. Well, that's nice. And I hug you.
And Persephone just flushes.
Okay, well, do you like them?
I mean, I don't know, and I don't want to get in the way of maybe... Well, I can't really talk about it, but, might not be the only one that has a feeling there, and my life's a mess, and I don't want anybody to have to deal with that, so it's It just doesn't make sense, right?
You just told me that I deserve to be happy. That's what I'm telling you now.
Yeah, but I don't want my happiness to be at somebody else's expense.
Let's have a way of working out.
We'll see.
I'm really
glad you're
excited
here.
that you're here. Yeah, wow. It's nice to be back together.
Yeah, I mean, how is being the Empress? I mean, this is wild. It's just...
Honestly, it's pretty lonely. It kind of sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but there's a lot of responsibility and I'm feeling a lot of pressure. And I mean, now with the whole Weeping Heart thing, and it was already hard, and now I'm realizing that all of Imbervar might be in danger because of something I did, so I have to find a way to make it right.
Well, you're not doing it alone.
Thank God we have the whole coven to help us.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing.
And me.
Oh yeah, and
Yes,
Shadow.
Shadow. Wait, do you know
The
about
Shadow.
Weeping Hearts?
Leans up against you. Are you asking Shadow?
Yeah.
A heart that weeps.
Yeah, not a broken heart, but like the thing that Zahir took.
And did you bring Shadow with you?
To the
Yeah.
library, yeah.
Mhm.
Your friend took it.
But that's the only one.
Why haven't you told anyone?
Because Zahir is my friend. I think that he's allowed to have some happiness. He didn't even want or couldn't find a familiar, didn't feel like it, and then this was something that was special for him.
One friend's happiness is worth everyone else's. I understand.
I don't know if that's right either. This is a pickle.
Is Spellspeak gonna be okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. We just need Zahir to get back. That's it. I'm sure there's something that can be done.
And we kind of have the scene of the two of you and your Batat kind of flying near you, Bellsbury, and Persephone, your fen shifter, kind of snuggled up on your shoulder, trying to reassure you that, sure, everything's going to be okay. We pan back to the school as Violet is on the way to Allegri's room.
I would just make my way. I don't think I've ever. No, I've been to the room because I met Zahir there, so I knew where to go.
Mhm.
And I'll just get there and kind of same thing where I straighten up, I fix my cloak, and probably pass the gift between my two hands. Like, should I hold this? And then I put it in my non-dominant hand, and then I knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, you'll hear a lot of commotion happening inside. And maybe there's a little bit of pollen coming out around the door. I don't know. But
Like under the cracks.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Technically I cast Web of something, a spell that opens the door. I had Web of Ivy on the door at one point, and it kind of catches. I don't know if it would push the door open.
The Web of Ivy. Oh, you casted Web of Ivy again.
Yeah, I was thinking I would cast it to open the door because I can't think of anything else to open the door. Because he doesn't want to walk to the door.
You could just shout to her to tell her to open the door.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's smart. Whoever it is, come in.
I like the idea of if I'm knocking, like more of the pollen gets like pushed out.
Yeah, if you have any
Probably.
allergies, it's happening.
Yeah, because the gift is wrapped in like a really pretty black wrapping paper and I'm trying to not get the pollen. So I grab my cloak and kind of cover the gift. And then I carefully open the door.
Oh, and you might want to cover your mouth.
And I take my cloak and put it over my mouth as well. What are you doing?
Making gift.
What's with all the pollen?
Well, it's hard cross-pollinating.
Oh. Okay. Is it okay if I walk with you to the party?
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hold this? And he'll hand you a slender box that is white but made of hardwood. It's got golden clasps and hinges, and the top is engraved with a name. It says Bell on it.
Did you make this?
No. This is Zahir's gift for Bellspree. It's very fancy, I think.
Yeah, look at mine. And I pull out my, it's folded and it's taped and it just doesn't look as nice as a clasped wooden box.
Yeah, that looks nicer than... Anyway, I realized my gift was simple, so I was rushing to make mine.
I'm sure whatever you have will be great. What is it?
Oh. And he's gonna just pull out a pot of dirt. Nothing has sprouted yet. It's like I think it should bloom right, but it's an old thing I found out from my grandma's book, and I kind of combined two flowers together, and I think it'll look nice, but I call it the Shadow Empress.
Wow. Do you know how nice that is? That you made a flower for someone?
No.
I think anybody who would get something like that would love it.
Good. Maybe it'll be as nice as whatever's in the fancy box.
I hope mine is too. Do you need help with anything before we go?
No. I just hope I get back before Zahir, because there's a lot of pollen. Also, we should probably get going. I think we're running behind. Gwillem, where are you?
Yeah.
And Gwillem pops out of like a pile of dirt and springs out, and you see a much bigger Gwillem. Their fur is still that dark black, but there are parts of like the scales coming out of the fur, and Gwillem is much bigger than Gwillem was before. Gwillem was probably knee height now to you, Violet, and now Gwillem is like waist height. Big.
Wow.
And Gwillem's
really
is
growing.
Pango bear.
How big is Gwillem compared to the size of the room?
I mean, he's like half your height so far.
But how big is like our rooms in general? Are they
fit about, if you were having like a full room of people in there, you could probably fit 8 people in a room.
Okay. They're getting big.
Yeah. Lots of berries.
I'm gonna pet Gwillem.
Gwillem loves it. Gwillem gets in there and he's like,
Oh, squidges!
So, is there anything I should know about birthday party?
Birthday.
I just wish Bellspree a happy birthday. I think there's a meteor shower or something. It's a decent trek for your shorter legs.
Oh, I'll be okay. I hope. How far of a walk is it?
Not super far. But it's this way.
Okay. And I'll just start following Malagry and Gwillem.
Yeah, the two of you head to the wilds. They're very beautiful. Again, like I described before, it is this gorgeous lit up area where the trees kind of sparkle and the ground has like a bioluminescence about it. And there's strange plants kind of all about in the area. And Allegory, you specifically would know that the Wishing Waters, which is one of your favorite places in the woods, is nearby as well. But yeah, the Whispering Willow Wilds. And you hear as you're walking through like little wisps of like these long tendrils kind of swooshing to the left and right of you.
How'd the conversation with the dean go?
Oh, it went okay. I can't sneak out, or I'll but Dean will tell my parents, and I can't have that happen. But I didn't really share much more about it. Didn't mention Zahir's name.
So what you're saying is you can't get caught.
You know what? The dean also told me to get new friends.
He's gonna look at you like, does that mean you don't want to join the coven?
No, I would really like to join the coven. I don't know. I can't get in trouble though. I can't get kicked out.
Sometimes adults say things and don't follow through.
I guess. Are you doing okay?
Yeah. We're walking near my favorite place, and I just wonder when Zahir will be back. I'm worried about him. I feel like something. I just don't want him to get in trouble, and I fear that he's in trouble not because of what we did, but because of other things.
What you mean? Like from the tree?
Maybe. I don't know what happened to the thing that he removed, but I'm worried that him removing it may affect him. It seems like it was very important, and I didn't know what negative things could happen because he's the one who touched the thing.
Yeah. I asked the dean why it was important, and she wouldn't answer. So, that it wasn't for me to worry about.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are having to treat the tree because of what happened, so it's hard for me to not worry about it. And also, if, I think if she would tell us stuff, we'd be more useful.
Yeah. Are you ever sick of just being treated like a kid?
Yeah, have you seen the size of me? I'm bigger than most people at the school.
Yeah, you're part giant.
So?
You're just gonna be taller by nature.
Yeah, but size matters when you're growing up.
I guess one day we'll all be grown up, though. So
you're right. Gwillem too.
Is Gwillem gonna get bigger?
I'm gonna get bigger. Big like you? Big.
Pretty big. I don't know as big as me, but very large.
Yeah. Do you read the Wicked Witch?
He's gonna like lean in towards you and kind of whisperly say, on occasion.
Did you read the most recent post?
I didn't have time.
Okay.
Why? Was there something about me again?
Yeah. There was, and there's something about me too. And Zahir.
Oh.
I think that someone overheard. Maybe. It's all rumors. Who knows what's true, but Zahir might like us both.
Yeah, we're friends.
Like. You know?
Wait. Like.
Yeah, like.
That's a lot of likes.
Mm-hmm. Do you like Zahir?
Let's get to the birthday party. He just kind of like just wants to change the topic.
I will remember this.
Oh, one
I
last thing.
like both of you.
Oh, that's nice, Gwillem. You said you got kicked out of your last school?
I did? Oh. Yeah. Which is why I can't get kicked out of here.
What happened?
I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't a good thing. I don't want it getting around.
Oh, that's fair. I just know you might have to tell everybody at some point, maybe.
What?
If that's the thing. Anyway, you have to share something deeply personal during the coven thing, just as a heads up.
Oh, okay. And I visibly look nervous. Does it have to be that? I guess.
Allegory just shrugs and says, it could be. Either way, if at some point you have to trust people.
I just don't want people to judge me.
Have you seen me?
Yes.
People are going to judge no matter what. But when you have a big guy like me around, I tend to draw focus.
Okay then, and I'm gonna stop. I'll make it short and maybe I'll share the whole story. Everybody has a budding story, right?
I suppose so. Zahir's was different.
Yes. Do I, just out of character for a second, Allegory told me that you don't like fire at a certain point, right?
I don't think he's ever told.
Okay,
No, he did. In that, when we were having that conversation, you definitely heard that. Either from Allegory or Zahir.
At my old school, it wasn't a magic school. And so some things happened that are a little bit unforgettable. And I found out that way that I had more abilities than I thought I did. And some people got really hurt. And now I'm here. And I don't know how to explain what happened in a way that people will not judge me.
Did people die?
No, but someone got very hurt.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's my fault.
Not if it wasn't intentional.
No, it's still my fault.
Just like it's my fault for letting Zahir take the thing.
Well, that's the whole thing. We went to the bookworm with the hopes of me getting answers, and then the tree got hurt. Maybe Zahir is now dealing with consequences of everything that I touch just gets wilted and damaged.
Do you see the buds on me?
Yes?
They're not wilting or damaged, and you're right here.
But you don't even really know me yet, and maybe the more you know me, the more they'll wilt.
Or maybe they'll do the opposite. You can't run through life in fear.
I'm trying, and I know that I'm not as open as I want to be, but it's been very hard for me here.
Maybe that's why you should join the coven. If you don't notice, we're all very different, but together we're very supportive of each other.
What if you show somebody your vulnerable side or a side of you that isn't so pretty, and then they don't want anything to do with you anymore?
It's better that than not being yourself.
Or you tell them something, or you try to be yourself and then they try to change you. It's not good enough for them.
Then they don't deserve your friendship or kinship.
But then you're alone.
Not always. It may feel like that, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, you'll never be alone.
See, Gwillem
scratch.
said you'll never be alone.
It's nice to hear.
Willem will roll next to you.
And I'll look at Allegory. You don't like fire, right?
No. It burns plants.
It burns people too.
We're really close if you want to get to the party.
You see the candles lighting up the path up the hill. And you can hear two familiar voices kind of giggling in the distance.
Lead the way. You know this place better than me. Thank you, Allegory.
Mm-hmm.
Bellspree and Persephone, you can hear the crunching of leaves or grass coming from down the hill.
Allegory
They're
just starts
here.
singing. Happy birthday to Bellspree. Happy birthday to Empress. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. May the stars shine on you today.
Allegory! And I run to meet up with the rest of the party. And Bellspree swings their arms around you.
Happy birthday, Bellspree.
You so much. Your song was the first gift I received today.
Oh. I don't know if that's true. And he looks up and sees Persephone's up on the hill.
Come! We're just in time. The meteor shower should start in, a few minutes.
Happy birthday, Bellspree. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, Violet. I'm thinking that we're all going to be very good friends.
I hope so.
Wouldn't be an Empress birthday without the Grimrose present.
Oh, yes, of
Present
course.
like here, not like you giving me something.
Oh,
You're giving me something by being here.
I also got you something.
Oh my God, presents! Okay. Come. And I lead you up the rest of the way so that we can all be together. It's too bad Zahir couldn't make it today, but I'm so glad that you're all here.
Zahir sent something. Allegory gave this to me to carry, but it's from Zahir, right, Allegory?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to open his first or last.
Ooh, ominous.
But also, perhaps you want to open Persephone's first, because she's your bestie.
It's
It's
true.
silly. Don't. It's just a thing. It's not that exciting.
It's going to be great. Let's sit. And I like just plop myself down in the middle of the meadow. Okay, Sephi, I'd like to open yours first.
Okay. And I hand over the gift wrap box.
Favorite color ribbon. Oh, it looks like the stars. Shadow, do you want to help me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's always fun to tear the paper.
Shadow flies down and hovers over the box, and claws come out and just like
Yeah.
opens the wrapping paper.
So it's kind of weird, and it involves Shadow as well. I know that you like dressing things up, and so I got this outfit for Shadow that changes, so you can kind of morph it into a few different looks. But I thought maybe you probably appreciate it more than Shadow, but I thought you would enjoy it.
Oh my god.
What is it?
We're going to put it on you right now.
Okay.
Shadow kind of uncomfortably like puts his arms out so you can put it on it.
What does it look like?
And that's the thing, is it changes. So it's kind of like a dress up kind of kit where you can kind of like tug and pull in different ways, and it's actually enchanted. So you can kind of, as you put it on, it adjusts. It's almost like a mood ring in an outfit.
Oh yeah, super cool. So as this outfit gets placed on Shadow, I think it morphs into like a very practical magic style witch hat and like coven robes. I figure we should all be witches tonight.
I like it. What is the strange thing on my head?
No, it's a witch hat. It comes with a veil.
A veil. What is its purpose?
To obscure you and make you look super cool.
Yes, I like that.
So,
And
Sephi,
the patat flies around in the air and kind of like shows off its cool new outfit.
Allegory will kind of reach for Dahlia and say, did Dahlia inspire such a thing?
A little bit. I just, if my familiar can change things about, then why not some bells?
Do you want me to change?
No, you're perfect.
Aw.
And she'll nuzzle up on you.
That's cool.
Agree, what did you bring? Other than the song. The song was perfect.
Oh, he hands you like what looks like just a pot of dirt.
I will water this. Does it need to be
Perhaps.
watered?
Not currently. If you give me a sec, perhaps maybe even aid me in doing this. I hope it works.
Okay.
I'm going to try and make it reveal itself.
Wow.
You two are welcome to help if you'd like.
Sure. How can we help?
I'm going. Remember that spell I cast in the woods, Persephone?
Yeah,
I think that should work on this guy.
that would be awesome. Let's try it.
So
Are you
I'm
wanting to
gonna-
do a spell circle? Reminder that Violet cannot assist you. She's not
Right.
part of your coven. But everyone else can. So how a spell circle works is I'm guessing you're going to be the head of this spell circle. And everyone else rolls first to see if they assist you. They can't hinder you in any way, but they can assist you. So paste the spell in chat so everyone can copy it over. If you don't already have the spell, put it as a level 0 in your sheet and then roll. Who wants to kick it off?
I can.
Okay, go for it.
Let me just put it in my thing real quick here.
I'm arguing at +1 for Persephone because Persephone was there when I casted it for the first time.
Circumstantial bonus. I'll allow it.
Okay. Put that at 0. All right, so that's a 1. And then curious?
I'll allow that.
Because I'm curious to see what this plant looks like. I like oddities.
Yeah.
And it is an oddity. Confident?
Yeah.
Confident I can help with this. And then I'm looking. I don't think my connection to allegory really helps me here. So far I've got a 4.
Yep, that makes sense. And you are not a nurturing spirit, so you will not get any bonuses for that.
All right.
It's a
Let's
very
see if
much
I
a
can help with
nurturing
this.
spirit spell.
Yeah.
Spellbook chaotic, I'm wondering, might be fitting.
I don't know if chaotic makes sense because you're trying to make something grow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So rolling with a +4, right?
Unless there's anything else y'all think can apply. I think that makes sense.
I think that's it.
Wait, Bellspree's your, well, yeah. 13.
Oh.
Success. Ooh. All right.
Yeah, Bellspree,
Plus-
your best friend, possibly could have added one.
+1
Oh.
for your spell, allegory. Next up, Bellspree. Let's see how you do.
All right, so we're under the night sky, which I love. So I figured that would give me a +1. I also like searching. Would this count as searching for what the plant is?
Nah, I don't know if this is searching because you're just trying to make it grow, right? That's what the spell is.
Okay.
It's like revealing. Oh, the way it is revealing itself. I'll allow it for the terminology of the spell.
Okay.
The way that was worded makes a difference here.
My house had a large garden. Does that help since this is a plant spell? Okay.
You know how to nurture a plant. Coerce it.
Yeah. I don't think this is like a daring would apply to this. So I think this is it.
I don't think you
I
can
admire
allow it to
allegory.
existence. Oh, yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Ooh.
Critical. Woo. All right. Another.
Oh,
this is
2 8s.
+2, so you have +3 to your roll,
Okay.
allegory, and also Bellspree. You get to give someone here an attribute, or you can change one of their attributes.
Oh boy.
It probably makes sense if it's allegory or Persephone
Allegory.
because
Yeah.
they were here.
Who hasn't gotten one yet out of the two of you?
I think we've both gotten one, but I think I've gotten one more.
Okay, then
Yeah,
I'll
I've
give
gotten
it.
one.
I'll give it to Sephi, my best friend. What should it be? I think I need ideas.
It could be something like maybe she likes plants or something. I don't know. Likes
Yeah.
Nurturing?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Or yeah, personality is nurturing.
I could live with that. That would be an interesting twist for my character.
Okay.
Because you're so far kind of more like we're both sort of standoffish,
Yeah.
but you're like slowly becoming the mom of the group.
Kind of.
Only
yeah.
if that feels good. Otherwise, we could totally go with likes plants, and then we
I'm
can
fine
have
with nurturing. That gives me a new aspect to play with for my character. So let's do that.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. +3 to your roll, Allegory.
All right. So to add to it, inventive, caring, likes wilderness, overgrown.
How would that assist you?
What?
How would overgrown assist you? Because that's your physical trait. What?
I just said. I guess we'll remove overgrown. So what's that? Inventive, caring.
Likes wilderness.
Yes. So we're at 6.
There you go.
My favorite. I was close to my grandmother because she lets me work in the garden where a lot of flowers and different plants are. Nurturing.
Yeah, that's a
spirit.
+2 for that, so 5. And 6, yeah, for being a nurturing spirit. So 6.
Wait, I started at 3.
Mm-hmm. You're at 9 now.
Okay, I'm at 9. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. +9. I gotta find it again. There it is.
I don't
9.
think any of your Quillen stuff makes sense.
Yeah, the only other circumstantial is that I actually cross-pollinated this plant myself. But I didn't know if that would help me.
No, I think you got 9. 9 is good here.
9 is solid.
Yeah. 16. Success. All right, describe to us what this looks like as the 3 of you together cast this, and everyone can kind of add their own element to it too. And Spellspree can add a little bonus because you criticaled.
Yeah, Allegre's holding his hand over the plant, and you just see kind of like it's almost like pollen, but it's blue. It almost looks like it's being rained on, but it's also like particulates, because he's just focused on a central area as opposed to sending out the wisps into the wilderness.
I think for my part, as I'm assisting you in casting this, like a light glitter dusting sort of falls from my fingertips over the pot and sort of like begins to reveal the shape of the plant.
I think what I'm adding to it, because I imagine that we're all kind of huddled around, is that there's a feeling of like immense comforting warmth emanating from the pot.
So as this plant comes out, it starts coming out like these midnight black aloe leaves, eventually sprouting to almost encompass the entire dirt and come over the edge of the plant, and up from the center of it shoots a pretty twisty stem, where a bud appears and a large star-shaped flower blooms in a violet and black, almost starry-looking type, but the petals themselves look velvety. And in the center, where you would see your normal, where like the pollination area for bees to land on would be, is this purple spike bloom that almost happens inside the other bloom, with a cylindrical, spiky bud in the center that's the actual pollination spore spot.
This is like me and a flower.
And so Allery just says, this is a flower that I call the Shadow Empress.
Thank you so much, Allery. Is there anything I need to know to take care of it? I want to make sure it thrives.
It needs to be in the dark. It does not like sunlight at all. And,
Okay.
And it does like a good bit of moisture.
Sounds good.
Everything else is maybe don't poke it. It might poke back.
A feisty one. I like it. I'll keep it in my carriage. It's always dark in there. And that way it can always come with me wherever I go.
Oh, also don't eat it.
Okay.
You see Willem like going like he's almost gonna bite a leaf of it, and then he backs up and he's like,
That was magical. Thank you, everybody, for helping.
and
Yeah.
just as that gift, we still have a couple more gifts, right?
2 more, I think.
2 more, okay.
Mhm.
Just as that gift is given, you can see the stars start twinkling a little bit, so you know the meteor shower is going to start soon.
Okay. When the meteor shower does begin, everybody, I heard that if you focus yourself, kind of like the Empress entrance, making a wish, if you focus and a wish, you can empower a spell. So that's my gift to all of you.
Is there anything that I should think to empower that might be useful for whatever's happening at the school?
It's funny you should ask, Allery, because we're in a little bit of a pickle. Basically, we need to find another version of what Zahir took, the Weeping Heart. We need to find another one or create one, or something like that. I don't have any magic that's like that, though. If any of you do, this would be a perfect time to empower it.
So it needs that sadness?
It does. It's something that allows the tree to protect the school from the spirit that is coming to kill everybody.
Well, what?
Wait, what?
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We really fucked up.
There's a spirit that wants to kill everybody at the school?
But it's not going to be good.
What kind of spirits? Because that doesn't sound like a nurturing one.
Definitely not. I didn't get any more information than that, but I do have all of my resources working towards finding this and helping to protect the school in this moment of need.
That's why it's kind of important to hear get back too.
Yeah. I don't want to make him give up his familiar. Definitely not. But we do have to find another solution.
Zahir has a familiar. I thought he chose not to bind with one.
Oh my god, did I just reveal a secret? Wait.
Yeah, when you have a familiar, it follows you around, right?
Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh no. I thought you all knew that Zahir bonded with the Weeping Heart.
What's a weeping heart?
Out of character. Is this not accurate? Am I misremembering?
No, you're remembering
he did bind,
Okay.
he did bind with it, but in character they had a discussion and he doesn't think that he bound with it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because but you guys can RP them. But it's okay
Yeah.
for you to think that. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Okay. Okay. I didn't mean to give information. I wish Zahir was here. I'm sorry, Zahir. And I just like shout to the sky. But I'm pretty sure that he bound with the weeping heart that he took.
He didn't think that he bound with it. I think he said he tried and thought it failed.
Well, it's definitely not in the tree, and it's definitely not in the school anymore. And if Zahir is not in the school, then I would think that they are together.
Maybe has an unbinding ever been done?
I'm not sure.
I feel
None
like,
of you have heard of an unbinding before.
I feel like if we can bind something, we should be able to unbind it, hopefully. I don't want Zahir to become the trapped thing in the tree.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something we can do some research on. I mean, I hate to do it, but I could maybe even ask my mother.
Perhaps we need to tell her everything. And he looks at Violet kind of like, I'm like sorrowfully and like somberly.
Well, it would be nice to come clean, I feel like. Especially if Zahir's in danger. This can't... The tree was crying like all the time. If he has that, what does that mean for him?
Maybe he's sad now too.
As you say that, all of your eyes kind of look down at the box that Zahir had left for Bellspree. A little slender box. It's white, hardwood with golden clasp hinges, and at the top of it says Bell.
This is so beautiful. I can keep all sorts of treasures in here. Thank you, Zahir. We miss you, and I'll open the box.
You open the box. Inside of it is a comb. It's carved elegantly in bone, and when you touch it, it's warm.
Oh.
And
Look. I show
as you
everyone.
lifted up a piece of parchment rolled up. It's like, or not parchment, it's bark. A piece of bark is crammed in there, and you can see like a little tiny writing on it. And I sent you what it says, if you want to read it out loud.
Yeah. Always polite to read the card first. Dear Belle, my friend and I suppose also liege. Oh God, nobody ever called me your liege, everybody. Happy birthday. No, it's been a bit since the time in the place with the fire, but I hope nothing too exciting or excitingly dangerous has happened in that time. If it has, I expect a big letter back with every detail. Also, if they haven't told you yet, we've invited Violet to the coven, pending your consent. The new moon isn't too far away if you do, and I hope you can make it. She isn't replacing you, so having you there would make it feel right. Oh, that's nice. I wish I could just tell you this in person and let this be a nice little letter, but I don't know when we'll see each other next, so here goes. And then I start reading in my head.
Hey. B.
Okay. You know how you're bonded to a shadow, not really a creature? What is that like? Outside the talking to it and having it follow you, does it affect you in some way? I only ask because... And then he wrote something, but you can't see what he wrote. And then he says, I'm just curious is all. So that's obviously a lie, but fine, Zahir. Anyway, hope that crown hasn't gotten too much for your head. Ugh, probably. Zahir Kazim. P.S. Also, I hope you have a very happy birthday, and I wish I could be there. Oh, that's nice.
Violet, you can definitely insight tell that she didn't, whatever they're reading on the thing is not what it says.
Well, I know it's rude. Like, to like try to. That's nice. And I'm gonna try to like lean over a little bit and see if I can catch a glimpse.
Ooh, okay.
I would try to hide it, but
yeah, I think this has to be a roll, and you're gonna have a negative to the fact that Bellsbury's trying to hide it. And Bellsbury, any stats you have that would give negatives to Violet, let us know.
I'm suspicious. I don't know. That might help her.
I think that's fair that you. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it.
There's just a -1 then to the circumstance that she is trying to not show it. So Violet, let's see if you see it.
Do I add any of mine, or is that just not on this one?
No, it's a regular roll, but you can add your stats on it.
Okay. Since I'm insightful, would that count? Since I noticed she didn't read it properly, cunning, because I'm trying to sneakily take a look at it.
I don't know if cunning fits here necessarily.
With Scrappy?
I think Scrappy does, kind of, right?
Okay.
I don't know what people think.
And
Scrappy would make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I like honesty, but I don't know if that plays into.
I think that does apply here. Like, it's clear that she's not telling the truth.
Okay.
It's my birthday.
The only reason why I'm letting Violet roll this is because she's insightful. That's the only reason why she's seeing this.
I'll just take those 3 if that's okay.
It's 2
minus
actually because you have a -1. Yeah.
Okay.
So the little roll 2d8 at the top of the About Me section. Click that.
Success. Wait,
dang.
is that?
With only a +2? You guys
You
are
rolled an 8
so
and a 6.
lucky. You like never fail at spells. Why?
I
never
rolled
get
the
crits, but I do okay.
I rolled the
Bellsbury,
lowest.
If you don't mind
with
reading to us what it really says there, but only Violet knows this, so out of character, the other 2 people, you do not know this.
Okay. P.S. Also, I think I have feelings for Allegory or Violet or both. I'm not sure exactly. Persephone told me to just speak to them, but how do you do that with someone you're already so close to without jeopardizing anything? Or someone you've only just met? My heart soars when I'm with Aloe, and it sparks when I'm with Violet, and I'm lost. If you have any advice, please say anything.
Immediately feel guilty for reading that. And now I'm like, can't unread that. I don't say anything. I try to keep a poker face and just like kind of glance at Allegory quickly, but then like avert my eyes. And that's so nice. What does the comb do?
It feels warm. I don't know. Maybe it'll help me tame my curly hair. And I'll use it on myself first.
Yeah, it's a brush. It feels warm.
It's really soft. It's made out of really nice material. This bone is really nice. And it works perfect with my curly hair, the wide-toothed comb. That's so thoughtful. Oh my goodness.
Oh, not to... Here's mine before the meteor shower.
Yes, thank you so much. And I like tuck the letter back in the box. Because it's a birthday card. That's all it is. And I put my hands out to you, Violet.
Yeah, and I hand you, it's kind of like a rectangle size box. It's a little hefty, and it's just, there's no bows, there's nothing. It's just wrapped in like a black wrapping paper.
Ooh, mysterious. And I tear it open.
And it's just like a little cardboard box. And if you flip open the lid, there's 2 smaller boxes wrapped in black wrapping paper, and one says Persephone on it and one says Spellspree on it.
Oh my god.
Open them together.
It's a bestie present here. And I pass one to you.
And I kind of give Violet kind of like a befuddled look, like, what? But like,
it'll make sense.
But also like nod acknowledgingly, like, at the same time, like, okay.
So I just look at both of you, and it'll make sense once you open it. And I just kind of look at both of your hands like you have to unwrap it at the same time.
Okay.
That's what we do, I guess, right?
1, 2, 3, go.
And there's this little box. If you open the lid, they look like 2 little snow globes, but inside is this white smoke that kind of swirls around in each of them. And they look very simple at first. It's just a glass globe with the white smoke in it and a little wooden base. So what happens is when either of you think of each other, the smoke will change to the color. Well, your favorite color, Bellspree, in Persephone's, and Persephone, your favorite color in Bellspree's. And so when you think of each other, it'll swirl around that color and you know that they're thinking of you. I know how hard it is to be away from people you care about, so it's a nice little reminder sometimes.
Thank you. That was very thoughtful.
This is amazing.
Just hope you like it. It's you just put on your desk, and then sometimes it's nice when you look over and you can see the colors swirling.
Totally. Oh, and I give you a big hug.
I hug you back, and it seemed like I know you two miss each other.
And as this hug is happening, you start seeing in the sky the stars. Like, it almost looks like the stars are moving, but it's the meteor shower, and it's this gorgeous, like, streak of lights just kind of flinging from the sky all around as you all look up.
Happening. Everybody think of your wishes. And I like drop the hug, Violet, but I continue holding your hand, and I reach out to hold Sephi's hand so we can all hold hands together.
And Persephone reaches out her other hand for Allegory's.
He'll take your hand. And obviously, his other hand reaches for Violet's.
This is like a love pentagon, guys.
I'll grab everybody's hands and feel that nice warmth for a moment.
Willem kind of snuggles in between the legs of where Allegory and Violet are, and then Dahlia kind of stays sitting perched on Persephone's shoulder, and we see the Batat kind of swirling up in the air at the center of you all as you're going around in like your little circle holding hands. What wishes do people make?
Allegory is going to align with wishing for more knowledge of the past, empowering his Rings of the Past spell.
You can't. Don't empower a spell yet.
Got it.
Just tell me the wish.
Got it.
But that's what you're intending to do. That's what you want to do? All right.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Persephone?
I think that she goes with a very different intent than what actually pops into her mind at the moment. And I think having taken Allegory's hand, she's kind of thinking about, like, not necessarily just like, oh, I really like Allegory, but like just wanting that connection with somebody and just feeling a little like happy and alone at the same time, and wishing for that to the heartache to be a little better.
Right. Violet, what do you wish for?
I think in the moment, just the first thing that comes to her mind is to wish that she could fully be herself and not care what other people think. And so kind of like wishing deep down that she could have peace with who she is.
Bellspree, what's your wish?
My wish is very focused on the responsibilities of being the Empress, and I'm praying and wishing to find another Weeping Heart.
As you all make your wishes, and you've made a wish before during the Empress the ceremony of the Empress. And before, it powered a spell, as Bellspree said. But this time, as you make your wish, you don't feel a spell empower. You're all holding hands. The Batat kind of flying into the sky, showing off its cool outfit while the stars are look like they're falling from the sky. And you all hear what almost sounds like an explosion in the distance. And you look over to the school and you see the tallest spire, even over the top of the Whispering Wilds. You can still see just a glimpse of that top of that grim tower spire. In the windows, some kind of light flashes, and a sound expands across the lands. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Broke my favorite place. Oh.
All right. Well, hopefully you're all excited for what's going to happen next episode. But with that, we are going to go around and let you know where you can find all of these lovely people, because not only are they amazingly talented at playing these wonderful witches, but they also do a lot of really cool things on their own channels and in other spaces. So we'd like to give them an opportunity to talk about those things. So we'll kick things off first with Violet, played by Play Katie Play. Where can people find you at when you are not getting in trouble because someone threw you under the bus, and then learning about other people's feelings and not knowing what to do with them and contemplating your own feelings?
I got nosy and I feel bad about it. I played Violet for you today. I'm Katie Peters Plays. You can find me on Twitch at Katie Peters Plays, on Twitter at Play Katie Play. I have 2 podcasts, Quantum Drive and Katie Hasn't Seen That, if you want to hear me talk at you about movies, and a TV show that I love. What else? It's Spooktober, so we're playing lots of spooky games. We've got lots of fun stuff going on my channel. And also tomorrow we're rewatching a tabletop show that I ran last year. That's a horror drama. So come hang out tomorrow if you want, on my channel. And that's me.
We have Persephone, played by Strange Like That. Where can people find you at when you are not maybe realizing that someone you haven't been so nice to is maybe really nice, and maybe they should be added to your coven? And then also seeing your best friend is pretty awesome, and getting to dish all the things with them.
Well, I have been and will continue to be Mac Beauvais, aka Strange Like That. You can find me online as at Strange Like That in all the places: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can also catch me over at 12-Sided Stories, where I play in games, but I also run. I'm actually tomorrow concluding a Vampire the Masquerade game called Unquiet Blood Hellfire that is going to be airing very soon on our podcast.
Ooh. And we have Allegory, played by Apocalypto12. Where can people find you at when you are not trying to make a gift for your friend, getting the help of your friends to do so, and, you know, wishing for things?
Yeah, I am also wishing for things in real life. Working for the podcast to do really well, is there's a lot of really cool opportunities happen with relation to that. My podcast is called Go My Favorite Sports Team. But lately I have friends in town, and we've been doing live streams over on my friend Mark, aka Markiplier's channel, with regard to talking about our podcast and all of the stuff that he's involved in. So check out the podcast, both Distractable, which I'm not on, and Go My Favorite Sports Team, that I am on.
Awesome. Last but not least, we have Char joining us back, playing Bellspree. Where can people find you at when you are not having the best birthday bash ever with all of your favorite people?
Everyone, thanks for having me, Margaret. If you want to find me online, you can find me at Charlene Bayer. I'm also on Tabletop Titties every week, where we play Dungeons and Dragons and Vampire the Masquerade. And I have a horror podcast as well. It's Drinking and Screaming, where every week we do a different horror movie and analyze it through a queer and feminist lens while making a cocktail to match. So check that out during spooky season.
Ooh, awesome. And And of course, I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. I do lots of things. I'm going to be on a lot of shows coming up, so I would just say follow me on all the places. Primarily, Twitter is where I will let you know whenever I'm live on all of those things. But of course, I make games and video games for a living. I made this game, which is in Spellcraft, and I'm working on the second edition, which is the advanced version of this game. As well as I work on a project called Ashes of Creation, which you can find at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. And with that, we are going to go record an after show. But of course, if you would like to support us and you love seeing this story and you want to see more stories like this or others that we share, head on over to our Patreon where you can support us like Jackson Decay, who's our supporter today. If you are a legend tier and above, you get to play in a private session. And this one that's going to get recorded, or that we're going to play after this session, is going to affect the game, which is exciting. And of course, there are lots of other rewards that you can get, like our monthly recap that is coming out. The new Witches character sheets will be heading out as well, so you'll see kind of where they're all at with all of their characteristics and their spells at the moment. And of course, after like in an hour or so, the Ascension MP3 and after show are going to be out as well for Ascension. If you're interested in that show, check it out. And of course, you can subscribe to us right here on Twitch and get access to our VODs right away, as well as you get access to some of our emotes. And if you're a YouTube member, you can get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon, you can get access to our private Discord, where I'm certain there's going to be thoughts and theories happening today. And of course, if you can't support us in a monetary way, there's plenty of ways you can support us in non-monetary ways, like watching us live on Twitch, making clips while we're live, watching on YouTube, subscribing, liking, commenting, following us on Twitter and Facebook, liking, sharing, retweeting, commenting, all of that stuff, making the algorithms go, hey, look at this. That's the goal. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and we will see you next week for another episode.
Hexo, hexo.